Let's take substance abuse. Now, substance is in different categories. There's smoking, there's alcohol, there is the marijuana, and there are the other ones. God, they've gone quiet.
Any form of addiction.
Any form of addiction, substance abuse.
Yeah.
Is that amber?
So for me, any form of addiction is red because I married really early. Imagine if I had married and started doing, instead of focusing on building a home and all that, where I'm carrying you to the hospital, I'm trying to seek for prayers.
It's alcohol. For example, can you be addicted to alcohol? I mean, you
can be addicted to alcohol.
Yes. So that's why I said any form of addiction, whether it's alcohol, whether it's sex, whatever it is, any form of addiction. I wouldn't want to start out a relationship and start doing the work parents are supposed to do for their children. Right? I want to marry a whole human being and be a whole human being. So for me, it's a red. I can't do that work, right? I'm not a rehabilitation center. I'm sorry.
Excuse me, which one is sex addiction again?
Okay.
She said sex addiction.
That's the problem.
For instance, I'll make reference to my first marriage. I was coming from a place of, I was raped. I lost my virginity to rape. So sex to me was punishment. And then the person I got married to was someone that would want it every time. So it was as if he was beating me. It was as if I was not a touch. The moment I'm going home, I'm afraid. I'm scared.
She should have fixed herself before entering that marriage.
But I don't like that. The point is, if there is trauma, which is she had trauma. So what is seen, the man might not be a sex addict. It might just be like a healthy sexual appetite. But you are now in a relationship with someone who has gone through trauma. But if the foundation was right, in our own case, as I explained that the foundation wasn't right. Foundation was right, it would have been a case of let's go for counseling, let's go for coaching, let's get some help. I can notice that there's a problem. Everything can be worked, almost everything can be worked through if the parties have the right character to manage the situation. Everything we're seeing as red flag, okay, anger management. Someone that brought up in a very violent home and she's really violent, and then they take the person to therapy. The person sees how horrible what they're doing is, and they start working on themselves. They can be the sweetest, loving person, but it's about the willingness of the partner to be able to seek treatment. Many people don't want to. They are blind to their faults, and they get defensive when somebody tells them, you are doing something wrong. Oh, you're smelling. Or I think you should take your bath. Or I think that you are being angry.
So, going back to substance abuse, because with girls, we meet guys at clubs. We meet a guy, he's there smoking marijuana in one corner, the cool guy buying all the vodka, the champagne.
Average bad guy.
The bad guy, the Yoruba demons. So at that moment, he's the cool guy. He asks you out, you out, you guys are dating, and now you're not getting sick.
Even the smoke is
nice. Also, it makes it cool. Because they're smoking in air conditioner, everything is looking all nice and cool. And then you're not getting to the point where you want him to meet your parents, and now, you want to start
training him to stop. Are you not deceiving yourself?
So it goes back to substance abuse. So substance abuse, is it a deal breaker? Is it a red flag? Or is it something we can work around?
It depends on, I think, the individual.
Red for me.
You. But to another person,
it may be amber or green. Because there are women that actually do
everything. So, they do everything.
So
let's not even just pinpoint one. So here's the thing about substance abuse. It is that it alters your character. Substance abuse can take someone who is sweet, kind, loving, and transform the person into a violent, wicked person, irrational. So while we say exploring some substances, but the abuse of substance must be a red flag to everybody. Once you see that this person, it might just even be ordinary, like I'm drinking wine, but the person cannot control himself. I knew someone that was trying to date me as a young girl, a very, very professional, amazing person, and whenever he drinks red wine, he will sleep in the car.
Yes.
Like, he said all the time, he said once he drinks, he won't even finish one bottle. He will just go to the car and sleep till the next day. So it's not this volume of the drink. It is that he doesn't have the ability to manage it. That already is abuse. So such person's character is different. So imagine I marry that person. He could just call me and say, I dey island, I sleep off for inside car. Now this morning they come house. So that was definitely a red flag. So the abuse.
If it doesn't have an accident anyway.
Yes, abuse might lead to change in personality that you cannot deal with. So you might like the person, but you don't like the person they become when they abuse drugs.
Okay.